Alright, everybody's gonna get warned at least one time. One time and one time only. This is gonna contain spoilers for the live action One Piece on Netflix. What's up, everybody? It is Monkey D. Walter, and if you haven't found out by my name, yes, it does mean Monkey D. No! It means I am a fan of a little anime series and manga series known as One Piece. I am a huge fan to the point where it has arguably consumed my entire being. I have a tattoo, I have hats, I have shirts, I have merch of all kinds. Like, it's become a problem. Please, help me. So, where I am in the story right now is manga I am caught up with, at the time of this recording, chapter 10,091. And in the anime series, I'm right about where Gear 5 had been announced and he's already beating Kaido. I forgot what episode it is, but I'll just place it here. And I recently, because, you know, I'm a huge fan, I decided to check out One Piece on Netflix. And I'm here to give you my honest thoughts on it. And there are some things, there are some highs, there's some lows, and I just want to get it out there, just to express my opinion, because my name is Monkey D. Walter, and I need to have One Piece content at least somewhere on this channel. So, I love the series a lot, and when I see this announcement of live action One Piece, I'm thinking, oh no, why'd you do me like that? No, oh no, why? But now that I've actually binge watched it the entire night, I did it in a single night, there are some things I can say that I genuinely love, and there's some things that are a little bit questionable. So, this is pretty much my take on this. Okay, so obviously there are going to be some changes, but from what I see from the changes and what I see from beginning to end, the changes aren't as bad as I thought they'd be. They're actually pleasantly surprising. Like, there are some changes that I was like, oh, that makes sense, and there are some changes I was like, oh no, oh god. The way I describe it is the horse meme, where it's drawn like beautifully, elegantly on one side, like it's made by a professional, and the other side looks like it's made by a preschooler. So let me explain my reasons for not liking such changes. This is pretty much where it lost me. The first 4 episodes I absolutely loved. Those embodied the spirit, and it felt like One Piece. Let me just say ahead of time that my issue with the series has nothing to do with CGI, casting, or anything like that. Everything and everyone looked amazing. They sounded amazing. Everything was perfect. My beef comes with just structure-wise, like just order of operations type deal, for lack of better wording. So, this is what I did not like. First off, I didn't like the latter half where the way the Baratier was set. Not the Baratier itself. The Baratier looks amazing. I love this place. I want to eat here. But if we remember, this was a fucking war zone. And this Baratier arc seemed very peaceful, calm. Not a lot happened here. I mean, the beats were the same, but like, it felt very tame. Again, for lack of a better word. But, some of those things wouldn't bother me, but here's the problem. Some changes for the Baratier arc into the Arlong Park arc, some things they took out were absolutely important to story. And I need to explain myself here. So, when Mihawk shows up, it's under the order of Garp, which wouldn't have been a big issue for me if he hadn't have just shown up to attack Luffy and then leave. Which is a weird one, because in the original, if we remember, he shows up at the Baratier because he wanted to finish off the rest of Don Krieg and his army, or Armada, or whatever the heck, and Zoro challenges him to a duel right then and there. So I understand that he finishes off Don Krieg kind of early, and I also wouldn't have minded that, but the issue is that Gin shows up right after that at the Baratier, and then just disappears, and Gin was kind of important to that whole scenario because he brings Don Krieg over to the Baratier. Now, if I had it my way, or if he wanted to structure it the same way, I would have just had Mihawk not take orders from Garp at all. Mihawk could have just showed up to attack Gin. Gin was the last survivor. Mihawk doesn't like survivors. We all know he doesn't like that. And he could have just attacked the Baratier. Zoro shows up and instantly challenges him to a duel. Because it's Mihawk. It's the strongest swordsman on the seas. The whole him getting up and challenging him tomorrow, like, why the fuck would Mihawk just kind of wait there and go, okay. That's weird. To me, that was weird. Now, another difference I see there is that Nami is present for this. Usopp was supposed to be present too, but I never really saw him in the anime, nor that he's somewhere. But Nami was not supposed to be here. I believe at this point, Nami had ran off with the Going Merry. And then, Zoro gets patched up by Johnny and Usaka, but they're not in this. So it made sense. It made complete sense for Zeph to patch up Zoro, which that to me was perfect. That was clever right there. That was clever. Having a former pirate patch up, some wounds, because obviously they probably didn't have a doctor on it. That was great. By the way, I love Zeph's fucking assortment of seasonings right on the belt. He's a pirate. He's a cook pirate. Get it? He's just the Gordon Ramsay of the seas. So if I had it my way, no Garp orders. Shows up, tries to kill Gin. Gin causes a scene, and then Zoro attacks. You would still have the Sanji versus Gin. You'd still have Zoro versus Mihawk, and Luffy can be somewhere because Luffy he's got a bill. He's got to wash dishes. You know what I mean? But no, Luffy can be present for it. I agree with how. I agree with how he said it in the show. This is his dream. This is what he wants to do. He needs to stay away from it. I like that. That was fine. That was the best way for him to stay out of it without having to have Don Krieg come here and just start blowing shit up. So I would have preferred, and also this is what I mean. The fight between Mihawk and Zoro is actually very important for Sanji's character. Sanji's character in both manga and anime talk to Zoro about their dreams, right? Zoro gives the whole speech of nobody can call my dreams stupid but me. Sanji's on the verge of giving up his quest for the All Blue, blah blah blah. And when he sees Zoro lose, he kind of just yells at him. He just it's easy to give up on your dreams. Now Sanji at that moment is more so yelling at himself than he is at Zoro, because he had to do the same, right? He's telling Zoro it's easy to give up on your dreams because he did it. He's giving up his dream to look for the All Blue so he can stay at the Baratier. But seeing Zoro's resolve and declaration to still keep fighting, it inspires him and motivates him. So then that's what motivates him to keep going for the All Blue. Now, my biggest issue with this whole arc had to have been Arlong. Arlong, to me, okay, everybody's got on him already for his face and his height and everything, and I personally don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Yes, he is very small, and they could have CGI'd him kind of huge. It's fine. What I didn't like was just the fact that he showed up in the first place. The fact that Arlong shows up at the Baratier, beats Luffy's ass, and then for Luffy, then wait for Zoro to wake up, and then go rescue Nami, doesn't make any sense. Because look, this is the appeal for One Piece for me. This is mostly my opinion. It could be different for others, for all I know. But the appeal from the Arlong Park arc was to show how vile, disgusting, what a just piece of shit Arlong was to everyone and everything around him. You got to feel the emotional baggage he put Nami through. You can feel the torment the people of Cocoa Village go through. You see him threaten Usopp and decimate Zoro. You can see just what a bastard Arlong is. And the whole appeal of it was that you know how bad this guy is, and yet Luffy has not seen him, not once. So it's cathartic when Luffy comes up, breaks through the door, and goes, "Which one of you is Arlong?" Because you couldn't wait for this rubber bastard to get his hands on this piece of shit. It was cathartic. You needed his ass whooped. And By the way, for me, they even kind of ruined that line, because take a look at which one of you is Arlong line is here, and you can see which one leaves a little more impact.
Which one of you is Arlong?
Nanda?
Aaron ってのはドイツだ。
You get my reasons. At least I'm hoping I'm making a bit of sense here. Like, Nami could have stolen the ship, and then the guy that she runs away, that she attempts to like get a seafarer in the show, the old guy in the Hawaiian shirt. The guys could have just rode with him off to Cocoa Village, because Luffy's goal was to get Nami back, but everyone else's goal could have been to get the Mary back. Except for Sanji. He was probably in it for both. So that's one change I would have made. The other one would be that in the live-action show, the townsfolk of Cocoa Village, as well as her sister in this one, have no idea what Nami's plan was to gather money so that she can buy back the village. That didn't make any sense here because of one reason. Because they've spent so much time hating her from when she was a little girl thinking she was a traitor, to then just going, hey, Nojiko told us what you did. Okay, later. What? That didn't... What? It just, like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I mean? Another issue I had when it came to Cocoa Village, and this was a big one for me, it was that scene, the one where Nami's meltdown was. Here's the thing. That almost played out exactly how it should have went. The issue being that it's weird for me that it was out of order. Because when Nami loses her money, she then has her meltdown, and the townspeople find out about it. That's when they gather the things, tell Nami they're gonna go fight. But in the original adaptation of it, what happens is when Nami loses her money, she composes herself and tries to convince Cocoa Village that all she has to do is try again. That's when we get this big emotional scene with Genzo hugging her and telling her it's gonna be okay. She's done enough for them all her life, and they just let her. And then it's now time for them to fight for her and fight for themselves. And that's when she's supposed to have her big breakdown. And that's when Luffy comes in after the fact. That's where the impact comes. All that buildup. Another issue I had was with the map-making room. Originally, when Luffy sees that room, he picks up right away that must be the room that Arlong had tormented her whole life. And he destroys it, knowing that this symbolizes Nami's pain. So he rips it apart. But in the live action, he's not able to beat Arlong. So he's destroying, because he can't beat Arlong physically. He thinks he can just beat Arlong by ripping apart all his stuff. Which, I guess, but like, wasn't the moral of the story here, you know? And while we're on the subject of changes I don't like, Garp's and Kobe's inclusion in everything puts a sour taste in my mouth. Just because, and again, this is nothing against the actors, I can't stress that enough, but Garp's behavior throughout this whole thing, it's just like something's up his ass. Like, he doesn't behave anywhere close to the Garp we know in both the anime and manga forms. He's like old Luffy. He's just kind of laughing. He's just kind of having a good old time. And Kobe, I get it. He's training under Garp, but like the whole appeal of that was supposed to leave Luffy way back, and then the next time you see him, he's gone through so much changes that you barely notice him, and you're happy to see him, even though Luffy and Zoro put Helmeppo in his face in the dirt. And it doesn't make any sense for him to be there in certain scenes, I guess. I didn't mind him, but it did bug me. It's under my skin. It's crawling. I would like to talk about now the good things I like. For example, Buggy. I love this man. I love this motherfucker, right? This guy here, absolutely beautiful. This guy. I'm Team Buggy. I love this man. This man was perfect for Buggy in every shape, way, and form, and I can't stress that enough. And what was it? So Taz Skylar played Sanji amazingly. I can't get over this guy enough. The moment this man opened his fucking mouth, I fell in love. You beautiful bastard. Taz, you beautiful. Come here, you beautiful bastard. I love you, you handsome fuck. And I need you to continue to play Sanji for the end of time. I love you. And Inaki as Luffy, he embodied Luffy. I felt like I was looking at Luffy. Everyone gives Emily Rudd crap for her hair and whatever the fuck. Like, oh, she's not better. I think you're just horny and your opinion's wrong. I'm joking. Don't come at me. Chill. Her performance was absolutely amazing as well. I loved the changes that they made and what changes they did, like her staff being able to collapse into something smaller, her actually doing burglar things, Cat's burglar Nami, and look at the settings, the world around you. Like, yeah, I get it, it doesn't look exactly, but the settings were all practical. They were made from the ground up, and those are amazing. Look at the Baratier! I can't! Look, it's beautiful in here. Look at that. Arlong Park has so much more going for it than the anime or manga ever did. All Arlong Park ever had was that giant castle, that one room, in a pool with a cow in it. Look, it's so much more. There's so much fishmen. Arlong felt like a mob boss because they had so much henchmen. And his top two subordinates, which were True and that other guy. I mean, Hachi isn't there, but yeah, teams their own. I kind of missed Sanji's, what's-on shot. He should have got kicked through the house, I think, but whatever. Look at these minor details. Just the way that every episode has a different version of everybody's Jolly Roger depending on who's the subject of the time. And look at the bounty poster. Look at this. This is cool. Just so many cool things happened. Like these and that. Look at this. That you can't tell me. That wasn't the coldest shot ever. And everyone's wardrobes, the custom designs of everyone was spot on. Every single one, remember, every single person either had the genuine outfits from the anime or the manga, and then they even switched up their wardrobe to other callbacks like SPSs or cover pages. Those are amazing. Almost everybody's outfit was spot on. Look at Mihawk. Mihawk looks spot on. Even Don Krieg, and that guy had nothing but gold kitchenware all over him. Everyone from top to bottom looked fantastic, except for you, Ben Beckman. You look like someone's dad. So overall, my overall feelings about the show are, this show was great. This series was good. For me, it lost me in the latter half of it, but it wasn't bad. Honestly, I feel like it's just me nitpicking over the Baratier arc and the Arlong Park arc, because for me, those two arcs are what hooked me to One Piece. Those two arcs make me feel special to this story. This is where I got my start personally. This is where I got hooked. And to see it kind of changed up and in a way that I personally didn't like, gets under my skin a little bit. You know what I mean? But, please, by all means, watch it. Don't let my opinion ruin your opinion. Love it or hate it as much as you want. But as long as this story stays alive, I have no qualms over what kind of adaptation comes over, because I still have the original to fall back on. And I hope because of this, that you guys end up loving One Piece as much as I do. Overall, I can tell you that this show is definitely not bad. This is arguably going to be one of the best live-action adaptations ever seen. And I hope there is a season 2 and we go into Alabasta and all that, and I can't wait to see that. Hey, so what's up with that beat that pops up every time Arlong appears on screen? That hip hop beat kind of reminds me of the Cat's character from Courage. You know that. Detective Pikachu Chopper's gonna be so weird to look at. But you know what's even gonna be fucking weirder? When he goes into Muscle Point, it's just a rock.